So the first is the Avoiding the Big Four series that I mentioned earlier. You know, this is kind of the cornerstone of health. Um, this is the cornerstone of really a lot of our offerings here at Ebenezer Wellness that we've been doing for several years now. And this is really a talk series that we go through in webinar format, um, live or in recordings, and we go through each of these to say to answer questions and provide education that we don't otherwise have. So starting with this question of even do diet and lifestyle really matter? And again, we're talking about when we're avoiding the big four, we're talking about cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and dementia, or really kind of any kind of brain dysfunction. And what can we do to avoid those things? Do diet and lifestyle really matter? So we start there, that's the foundation. And then move on to talking about real-life diet plans, talking about labels, both in our food and in our home and body care products. We're exposed to so many toxins, so many things that really are damaging to our health. And so we want to cover those. We also covered digestion, because you are what you digest, and it doesn't matter very much what you're eating if or how well you're eating if you're having a tough time digesting it. And it's also, digestion would be the beginning of many health issues, and so we want to make sure that's an area that's working. We talk about cleansing diets, that, you know, making sense of the detox process, what's going on in the world of cleansing diets, and I know we hear a lot about those. But that's very important. It's very important for your health. And then seventh, fine-tuning specific supports for prevention, where we go through really all the wrapping up of all these categories, and then finally your healthcare team, and really reframing how you think about your healthcare team. And when we what we really want to do is find a healthcare team that is supportive of us holistically. It is not most likely one person. In fact, your healthcare team can involve a whole handful of people, some of whom are paid and some of whom are just friends or colleagues, but there are some of people who are teaching a class you go to. A lot of people can fit into that healthcare team model, but we want to talk about how we start to reframe thinking about our health going forward. Okay, so that is really the core of the holistic nutrition. Now, when we talk about holistic prevention, when we talk about a conversation that elicits our best thinking, what we're really talking about is, where does motivation begin? And so when we look at motivation and we think about outcomes, we all talk about outcomes. We want to be healthy and productive into our 80s and 90s. You know, the question becomes, what activities can get us there? What consistent activities can get us there? Decisions are going to drive those activities. You know, how we decide we're going to invest our time and our money in healthy habits. And believe me, I realize it takes both. I mean, you can have all the money in the world, but not take the time to invest in healthy habits, and you can have a lot of time and not a lot of money, and you can do a pretty good job. You know what? You can, at any level of, at any economic or time constraint level, there are always ways to make good decisions. And really what we want to do is get back all the way back to the point of valuing, because that's really what drives our clarity on our decision making. And you know, every success story in every wellness program or initiative that anyone has ever undertaken the success has happened because the person was able to tap into this. They were able to tap into what was important to them, their valuing. And that is when I talk about thinking behind my moment-by-moment choices and getting clear on your best thinking. That's really what we're talking about. And that's motivation. That's what drives the rest of this chain. Because you see, if you're stuck in the same reflexive activities over and over and over again, you're never going to consider making a different decision, then you're really stuck. Or if you're making the same investment decisions with your time and money, you're not getting the results you want, but you really are just reflexively making these same decisions and their habits, and you don't pull back and take the time to re-examine, then you're also stuck. So it's really the thinking behind our decisions and learning to find our best thinking that informs us and that informs our activities and ultimately the results that we value. And so that's really the essence of what we're doing in the Vitality 2013 program. It's really putting the two of these together, holistic prevention knowledge and conversation that elicits best thinking. That's what brings about your best thinking about you. And that's really what we're looking for. And so when we talk about how to connect with us, 4 ways to connect with us, really they all incorporate both the holistic prevention knowledge and conversation that elicits best thinking. They're just at different levels of intensity and commitment, but they all incorporate this. So the first way to connect with us is really to connect on our website and our e-zine. So there are many articles on the website that you can go and take a look at, and many newsletters and that are archived, and then our new e-zines that come out monthly. You can sign up for that on our website. That will also put you into a welcome series about holistic nutrition, and it will tap you into knowing about all the programs and things that we have going on. And so that is the way to really get in the beginning. The second level is really our monthly holistic prevention membership, and we're going to be beginning these in December. You'll be getting more information about that soon. And we're going to have a special in December because we're launching it, so it's going to be a little bit less expensive. But we would love to have you join us. Talk more about that in a minute. The third is the 21-day purification program, and then the fourth is the Full Vitality 2013, a 90-day transformation program. So what I know, and we take these in increasing levels of commitment, because what I know is that knowledge is not enough, and one taste of a good thing is not going to bring about transformation. And I also remember what my mom used to tell me, just you become like the people you hang around with. And so really these programs are designed to build a community, and to build a community, a virtual community, to build a community of like-minded people who are moving in the same direction toward vitality as you are.